Hey everyone, welcome to the Sharecode Showcase, where we feature just some of the best new maps, liveries, and tunes submitted by our community. If you have any creations you'd like to suggest, whether it be your own or someone else's, jump in our Discord and add it to the Sharecode Zone channel. If you want to see anything we've shared previously, go ahead and check out the archive on my website. Now let's jump in. And today, it's all about pure classic racing. We open with the Alpine Heights Racing Resort, created by James Miata and submitted to our Discord by Club Sport. Funny enough, what first caught my eye about this track was this Google Maps style track map, which made me think initially, this must be a replica of a real course somewhere. But no, this is a fully custom track with a really cool custom map graphic and logo to back it. Little extra stuff like this shows so much care and passion for the project, and kind of makes me feel like I'm downloading a real DLC map. If only this kind of thing could be imported into the actual game. So let's talk about the circuit here. Of course, as you can probably tell, this is fully using the new road surface props, which are laid out perfectly, even considering the significant elevation change throughout the circuit. There are really proper curbs and corner setups and good runoff zones all over the track. It's all astonishingly clean, precise, and well put together, like a real racetrack. The track layout here is great as well. It flows really smooth, the elevation adds a lot of excitement to some corners, and it has a good balance between tight and technical, bigger sweepers, and a main straight. As you can see, I drove here in single player against AI, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, as the AI can get really messed up trying to cut a corner over the sausage curbs, and they just fully stop and have to end up reversing, usually right into you. It's worth mentioning that you should also make sure you don't cut too aggressively here, because especially on low cars, just like real life, these curbs can launch you. So this event specifically is meant more to be played as a track day format, with the race simply lasting a total of 10 minutes, no lap counts or anything. You could set this up kinda endurance style, where whoever's ahead and completed the most laps at 10 minutes becomes the winner, or the more likely option being just whoever has the fastest lap after the 10 minutes are up. Now, you may have noticed some extra flags in some spots, or even pit lanes, and that's because there is a second version with DRS zones and working fuel management in the works, so keep an eye out for that one. To mix things up though, I would love to see an expansion on the track day format, maybe with a 50 lap or 1 hour time limit and custom rules to end whenever you want, like we have on the test track. Keep the fuel so you have to stop and pit every now and then, and maybe even have a pop-up on screen when a new fastest lap is set by a player. That one might be a bit tough with the current timer rules being a bit wonky though. Either way, this is a really quality circuit created by James Miata that brings a bit of motorsport flavor to Horizon. Now let's take a look at our second circuit of the day, the Gran Premio de Horizon Mexico, or the Horizon Mexico Grand Prix. Created by Sren Bevenson on our Discord, otherwise known as Big Bad Bren01 on Xbox. I said today was all about pure racing, and I wasn't kidding. This is another phenomenal circuit layout nestled in the heart of the main map that mixes existing road surface with custom prop roads for a short and very flowy layout. It feels pretty tight in faster classes, especially when you're closed in by the buildings and stands that surround the track. That said, there are still good runoffs, and the steeper curbs keep you from hitting walls in most cases. I definitely had a bit of a learning curve switching from Alpine Heights curbs to the Grand Prix here, where cutting an inside curb too much really unsettles the car. These are some steep curbs. I love though that with the somewhat smaller track layouts, you can be much more dense with your props. Man, that's definitely the case here. All the set design around the track and full buildings that surround the stands, the neon lights and colorful billboards, the dozen or so hot air balloons floating above you during the whole race. It all looks so good for a night race and does a great job of taking you out of Horizon 5's base map. One thing about this circuit that I really want to talk about is the AI. I don't know if it was just a fluke for the few times I raced the track, or something with how the track is laid out, or what, but the drivatars are on some serious steroids here. I mean, they are quick. I felt like I was putting up a pretty good fight on my first go around this map, and even after 7 laps of racing, I still couldn't put together a win. I loved it. I mean, now that the game's been out almost half a year and we've gotten all these strong car builds and know the base game track layouts, the AI just isn't really a challenge in most cases for many of Horizon 5's better players. But something about this circuit made the Drivatars rethink what it means to be unbeatable, and this is what made the Horizon Mexico Grand Prix stand out so much to me. I've never raced so hard just to beat the AI before, and I had so much fun doing it. So please, download this track and let me know if you have a similar experience with your AI on Unbeatable. And let me know what class you raced in as well. I'm curious to see what you all experience and would love to maybe gain some insight on how the AI manages to be so dang quick around this track. Alright folks, now it's time to continue the racing theme here, and we're going to blend the tune and livery section a bit now because MP Works has created a full-on GT3 inspired car pack for us all with full tunes and liveries to boot for 4 of Horizon 5's cars. The 2013 Audi R8, 2012 Nissan GT-R, 2014 McLaren 650S, and 2014 Porsche 911 Turbo S. They've also teased more cars on the way. Let's head over to the test track where you can see all the S1 tunes and of course liveries in action. Of course, these are all great performance cars in their own right, but I feel like you can kinda tell when a tune has been dialed in or had its kinks worked out, and that feeling persists through all 4 of the cars MP Works has built so far. The liveries themselves are somewhat cleaner and more simplified than their real-life inspirations, but as a fan of clean, minimalist designs, this didn't bother me. The cars all still have that clear GT3 style inspiration and look great on the road. The lack of sponsors all over the car kind of gives it a more amateur racing league look, which I've always felt fits Horizon's theming a bit better anyway. I love seeing people doing multiple themed liveries or packs like this because, kind of like I was saying earlier with Alpine Heights, it feels like you're getting a real DLC pack. And it's content like this that really makes me wish we had better garage sorting and event lab rules. Because what I would love to do is have a garage folder or tag or something with these GT3 cars that I could just attach to a race event in the event lab so that everyone would be locked into picking between only these tunes and liveries. For tracks like the 2 we showcased today, that would amplify the experience so much to me. These cars are all fairly balanced against each other, and I would just love to see them all battling it out on a custom circuit. So MP Works, keep it up because I would love to see a Lamborghini get added to the pack. Alright, now before we wrap up the video, I want to show off one more livery and one more tune for the same car by 2 different creators. We're rocking an A-Class front-wheel drive road tune by Fleed and a Danny George inspired livery by Hardbody 420 on this Type R Civic. Now, for those who are asking, who's Danny George? He competed in Formula Drift in an orange digital camo Miata and was pretty well known for crowdsourcing his way into events by selling merch and even being able to put your face on his car. The livery style actually fits the EK9 Civic here really well, which has a similar scrappy fighter vibe to it. For the tune, I've used this Civic quite a lot in B-Class myself. It's a really strong circuit build. But I feel A-Class has always been the cutoff point for front-wheel drive, where some cars and builds can pull it off and remain very competitive, while others start to fall behind. Fleed has managed to make a build that stays on top, and did it without resorting to adjustable Forza Aero either. This Civic has plenty of power to gain position on straights, and still holds together on corners, even with the new physics patch. As long as you brake straight and watch your acceleration around the corner, it'll pull around with no issues. Fleed has actually made multiple versions here for different preferences as well. I'm driving the version meant for no ABS, but there is a manual clutch version as well, and a version without the charge speed kit. This build isn't quite the tight circuit attack machine that its B-Class counterpart is, but it does show us that front-wheel drive can still be strong in A-Class. And folks, that is going to do it for the Sharecode Showcase today. As always, there was a lot of great content shared in the Discord that didn't make the video, but I want to make sure that for these videos, I'm always promoting new creators and a large variety of content. So make sure you check out the Sharecode Zone channel if you want more. And guys, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.